Can the generational wealth transfer truly save Gen X and Millennials from their financial woes, or is it just a myth? This question has been floating around the financial world, sparking curiosity and debate. The concept we're talking about is the Great Wealth Transfer, a phenomenon where the silent generation and baby boomers are expected to transfer trillions of dollars to their adult children. This idea originates from reports like those from Forbes and Bloomberg, where they discuss how the older generations are anticipated to pass on their wealth to the younger ones. The narrative paints a picture of a financial windfall for the younger generations, with trillions of dollars changing hands. When you imagine it, it almost sounds like a saving grace for Gen X and Millennials, who've been grappling with financial challenges like student debt, rising living costs, and the economic downturns. But like with any story, there's more than meets the eye. This transfer of wealth isn't just about handing over a hefty check from one generation to another. It's about complex relationships, longevity, market investments, and even motivational strategies. Some grandparents are prioritizing their grandchildren over their adult children in their wealth transfer plans, while others are choosing to leave more money to charities than to their children. Moreover, the increasing life expectancy of the boomers means that they are spending down their wealth rather than passing it on, as they rely on market investments, extended work life, and Social Security for their financial security. The pandemic has further complicated things by leading many boomers to prioritize enjoying life today rather than leaving a large inheritance. So, we're left with a question. Is this wealth transfer really going to benefit the younger generations as much as we think? Or is it just a cleverly spun myth? Let's delve deeper and find out in the following scenes. The Great Wealth Transfer is not as straightforward as it seems. This phenomenon, where trillions of dollars are expected to move from the silent generation and baby boomers to their adult children, has been the subject of much anticipation and speculation. But the reality is far more complex, and there are several factors at play that could significantly alter the expected outcome. Firstly, there's a shift in priorities among many grandparents. Rather than leaving their wealth to their adult children, an increasing number are choosing to prioritize their grandchildren or even charities. This could be due to intricacies within family relationships, or simply as a motivational strategy to encourage the younger generations to make their own way in the world. Then, there's the issue of longevity. Boomers are living longer than ever before, and this extended lifespan is having a significant impact on the wealth transfer process. Many are choosing to spend down their wealth during their lifetime, relying on market investments, extended work life, and Social Security for their financial stability. This trend is further amplified by the pandemic, which has led many boomers to prioritize enjoying their current lives over leaving a large inheritance. Moreover, the longer lifespans of boomers also mean higher healthcare costs, which can eat into the wealth that would otherwise be passed down to the next generation. The cost of healthcare for retirees is high and often wipes out their life savings. The average annual healthcare spending for those over 65 is $7,540, and a study shows that 60% of lifetime healthcare spending occurs after age 65. So, while the concept of the Great Wealth Transfer may sound promising, the reality is much more complex. Between shifting priorities, longer lifespans, and rising healthcare costs, the younger generations might have to wait longer than expected to see any benefits from this transfer. One of the biggest factors influencing this generational wealth transfer is healthcare. The cost of healthcare for retirees is sky high and often depletes their life savings, leaving a smaller pot to be passed on to the younger generations. The numbers tell a chilling tale. The majority of lifetime healthcare spending occurs after the age of 65. For those over this age, average annual healthcare spending is $7,540. That's a significant chunk of change, especially when you consider that many retirees are living on a fixed income. But the costs don't stop there. In fact, they seem to be only just beginning. The median annual cost of a private room in a nursing home is a staggering $108,405, while a year in an assisted living facility costs $54,000. These figures are enough to make anyone's eyes water. But the harsh reality is that Medicare, the health insurance program for retirees, doesn't cover long-term care facilities or services like dental or vision care. Many retirees end up spending all their savings just to ensure they receive the care they need, and the implications of this are far-reaching, The aging population in America is driving up national healthcare spending, and the financial burden of caring for baby boomers falls on a smaller number of people due to the smaller number of children per baby boomer. So, what does this mean for the much-anticipated generational wealth transfer? Well, the picture isn't as rosy as some might hope. The reality is, healthcare expenses could significantly reduce the amount of wealth being transferred to the younger generations. So, what does this mean for Gen X and Millennials? This wealth transfer, or rather the lack thereof, comes as a massive blow to younger generations who are already grappling with a multitude of financial challenges. Let's take a look at some of these challenges. We live in an era where the cost of education has skyrocketed. This has led to a generation burdened with student debt. Many young professionals are starting their careers with a significant amount of this debt, which can take decades to pay off. On top of that, the cost of living is rising at an alarming rate. Housing, healthcare, and the basic essentials of life are becoming increasingly expensive. This scenario is pushing the younger generations into a corner where they are forced to juggle between paying off debts, meeting daily expenses, and saving for the future. In the midst of these financial hardships, the prospect of a substantial wealth transfer from the baby boomer generation served as a beacon of hope for Gen X and Millennials. This hope, however, seems to be fading. The anticipated great wealth transfer may not be as beneficial as once thought. Why? Well, due to a multitude of factors including the increasing longevity of the boomer generation, their spending habits, and a shift in inheritance plans, the wealth expected to trickle down might not reach the younger generations in the volume they were counting on. This realization could significantly alter the financial planning of Gen X and Millennials. They may need to reassess their financial strategies, focusing more on generating wealth rather than waiting for an inheritance. What we're seeing is a shift in the narrative. The great wealth transfer, once seen as a potential solution to financial woes, may not be the safety net that Gen X and Millennials were banking on. The younger generations might need to start looking elsewhere for their financial security. This could mean a greater emphasis on financial education, investing wisely, and finding alternative ways to generate wealth. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a reality that needs to be faced head-on. Considering all these factors, how should we perceive the great wealth transfer? Considering the complexities of this financial phenomenon, it's clear that the narrative isn't as simple as it's often portrayed. The transfer of wealth, from the silent generation and baby boomers to their offspring, a process expected to involve trillions of dollars, is more intricate and nuanced than initially thought. We've explored the reality that many grandparents are prioritizing their grandchildren over their adult children in their wealth transfer plans, or even choosing to leave more money to charities. The increasing longevity of boomers, coupled with their desire to enjoy life today, rather than leave a large inheritance, means that their wealth is being spent down rather than inherited. Moreover, the dark reality of healthcare costs for older people is a significant factor that may reduce the amount of inheritance received by younger generations. The cost of healthcare for retirees is high and often wipes out their life savings. The burden of caring for baby boomers falls on a smaller number of people due to the smaller number of children per baby boomer. So, what does this mean for the younger generations, particularly Gen X and Millennials? It's clear that the great wealth transfer may not be the financial boon they were hoping for. They are already grappling with financial challenges such as student debt, rising living costs, and the impact of economic downturns. The wealth transfer, then, may not alleviate these struggles as much as anticipated. The great wealth transfer is indeed a complex issue. It might not be the financial savior for Gen X and Millennials, but a reminder that financial security often lies in our own hands. As we've seen, the great wealth transfer isn't necessarily the solution to the financial woes of younger generations. But does that mean all hope is lost? Absolutely not. The key to financial security isn't just inherited wealth, but taking control of your finances. It's about learning to save, invest, and spend wisely. It's about understanding the value of money and using it to create a life you love. Many Gen Xers and Millennials are already doing this, embracing financial literacy, seeking financial advice, and making smart financial decisions. Even without a large inheritance, it's possible to build wealth and secure your financial future. Remember, wealth is not just about money. It's about the freedom to live the life you want. So don't wait for the great wealth transfer. Start building your wealth today. In the next scene, we'll provide some practical tips on how you can do just that. Scene 7. End Sting. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.